Hi everyone, welcome to the Summer Paint and Sip tutorial. Today we'll be painting a picture of a camping scene, a little campfire with some trees in the background and a night sky. For this painting you'll need the colors I have here. I have black, yellow, blue, orange, brown, white, and then a little bit of red too. And you'll also need a variety of brushes, some larger, square, smaller, round, and square, some water, paper towel, and a canvas. As always, we're going to start with the background. I'm going to use my larger square brush and my blue paint and start painting the sky. You're going to paint all the way from the top to about 2/3 the way down. And then I'm going to use the same brush and dip it in the white. And starting from the bottom, I'm going to kind of use the white to add in to make it a little bit lighter at the bottom and then darker towards the top. I cleaned off my paintbrush and I'm going to start with the foreground, which is the ground here. I'm going to use the same big brush and some brown paint. It's going to be brown in the front and then kind of fade to black. So put a little brown in there and then start adding the black in. And let that dry. Next we're going to paint the trees in. We're going to use black because they're going to be just shadows of trees. So I'm going to use this smaller square brush and some black paint. And just put a little line where you'd like each tree. I'm going to make them all a little bit different heights, so some will look like they're closer and some will look like they're further. And then I'm just going to use the end of my brush to make the outline. Next I'm going to paint on the moon and some stars. I'm going to use a small round brush and some white paint. I'm going to put the moon right up here in this corner. You can paint it however you want. I'm going to paint like a half moon. some stars. Next, I'm going to paint the logs for the fire. They're going to be front and center right here. And I'm going to use a small brush to do the outlines. So you're going to have the end of one log right here, just make a little circle there. And then one here, and one here. And these are the ends of the logs. So then I'm going to add the sides of the logs straight back. This is the first one. This one's going to come back at an angle. And then I'm going to add in some brown. I'm going to want it to be a light brown to stand out from the ground. I'm going to rinse and then add a little bit of black to make the ends look a little swirly like they do. And then if the rest of your background is dry, going right up the center, this is where the fire is going to go. I'm going to start putting the background on it. We're just going to paint it white to start. And then we'll add on some yellow, oranges, and reds. So the bottom is going to be round like that, and then it's going to curve up like that. We're going to paint that in all white so that when we add the yellows and oranges, it'll stand out from the background. Once the white paint is dry, you can start adding in the yellows and oranges and reds of your fire. I'm going to start with the yellow first. And then I'm going to add in some oranges. And I'm going to switch to a small round brush to add in some swirly reds. Add in some smaller pieces coming off. And lastly, we're going to add the sticks and marshmallows. I'm going to use a small round brush and some brown paint, and each stick is going to be coming from the corners. And then I'm going to paint the outline of the marshmallow and then let it dry before we paint it all in. So it's going to be like the logs. We're going to start with a circle right there for the ends of the marshmallows. Small line, and then the end is going to be round, like that. And go ahead and let it dry before we paint it all in. So now that that's dry, I'm going to paint in these marshmallows. I'm going to use this square brush, and the white is going to be completely white on the sides, and then the ends will be gray. Cup here, I'm just going to mix a little bit of gray, so a lot of white and a little bit of black, just a smidge. There's the marshmallows, and then I'm just gonna paint the stick back in a little bit so that it goes into the center of the marshmallow. And then out the back. Hope you enjoyed this painting tutorial, and please send us some pictures of how your paintings turned out at home. Have a great day.